Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good Friday, 1st of December, 2023. Good morning. How are we all doing? We are getting our day started here. You just bear with me. We are early. Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich, here on Twitch, as well as those other fine social media platforms such as Truth Social, Instagram Threads, X/Twitter, Blue Sky. I am on Blue Sky, and then on the Facebook, you got to go to those four. You got to go to @FiremanRich. Facebook, you have to go to The Real Fireman Rich, and let me just get this set up here real quick. My channel. We do have the morning coffee because it wouldn't be a Friday morning coffee at Twitch broadcast if we did not have it. I couldn't say coffee, could I? Well, we are getting our day started here a little bit early. I'm looking at my new clock over here. It's a digital. It's we have a temperature both indoors and outdoors. I got it right from a glance over here. But it's currently 5:23 a.m. Eastern Time here in Upstate New York, the southern tier of Upstate New York, where I live and reside on this December 1st, 2023. And I want to say a big hello. She finally made it here right at the beginning. And first one out of the gate is Melanie, 17027, coming in from Rockhampton, Central Queens. I got the card. Central Queensland, Australia. And we send a big good morning to Melanie, where it's 9 p.m. over there, 9:24 p.m. as far as when I'm looking. It's like, wow. We're starting her day, and she's ending the day as far as that goes. A big hello, salute, hashtag salute, hashtag positive start today, hashtag PSTTD, and to my brother, veteran, and fellow broadcaster, Tony D., down there in Warner Robins, Georgia. I was with Tony last night. He came up and we did the football picks, and then he told me not to worry, don't worry, because you're not gonna, I'm a worry wart. We haven't seen Michael Bathurst in a while, and he showed up. Oh my God! It's just like, it's like, okay, there, and we spent a little time with Michael. And there's Helen. Helen is here. Man, we're getting everybody. I start early and everybody comes out of the woodwork. There's Helen. Helen is here with us, coming in from Edinburgh. I had to think, what's that city she's at? Edinburgh, Scotland. There's Helen. That's her. I'm putting up the, for the people watching on the replay, these are the X/Twitter handles and stuff like that. Let's see. Helen saying good morning. Melanie, I said, I am here at the start this time. Yeah, you're the first one in the gate, Melanie, so thank you. We have Lady Leg, and then we have Melanie saying hi to Tony. Thammer, good morning. Thammer, you're first. Hey, look what I got for you. There's Thammer. Thammer's got a card. Is that still your Twitter handle, X/Twitter? I haven't checked. I think after checking Chris Technicians, I'm afraid to check Twitter handles because I'm afraid of what I'm going to find. And if you know, I like Chris Technician, but I had to block him. He's no longer, he's still welcome here, but he has to clean up his Twitter feed. I saw that Twitter feed and it's like, ooh, no, I can't have you here. You got to clean that up. It's just like, I know. There's certain things you should post, and there's certain things you shouldn't post. And but Thammer, good to have you here. I don't know if that's still your X/Twitter. I don't know if you use Twitter. I'm gonna check it. I think Thammer's be okay for me to check his Twitter feed later and stuff. Just to double check. Thammer coming in from Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Glad to have you, Thammer. I looked up those things you looked at. That's going to be a party that. The festival going on right now, that website is nice, very nice. And let's see, Friday night here, Melanie says yes, and we're glad to have you here for the whole broadcast. Hopefully, Let's see, Thamer, when you start to drink your coffee, my coffee's already running through my system. That's the time difference between, yeah. Over in Riyadh, it's what, 1:27. Yeah, you already had lunch. I'm still deciding what I want to have for breakfast. Um, was thinking I was almost going to have an omelet, a steak omelet this morning because we had steak sandwiches last night. It would have been cheesesteak sandwiches, Philly cheesesteaks, but they were loaded. They were as good as where I was having lunch the other day at Five Guys and stuff like that. But I think we're going to take the leftover steak, she said, and put it in the spaghetti. We're having spaghetti tonight, so you're having lunch, and I'll probably have a bowl of I think I'll have some Cheerios. What's that? Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
And then the missus says good morning, everyone. She's got a meeting this morning. I don't know if she says she's not going to walk. Let's see. I had to stop following him in Twitter. Yeah, I didn't really care for his Twitter, and I told him that. Well, I'm not sure I told him or I told some people that know him, but if he cleans that up, because I haven't been there in a while, so but I haven't had any indication from people that he associates with, and I still like Chris. Don't get me wrong, that's his thing. But when it's out there, and if I follow a person, I see something that crosses that line, even though I'm not where I worked. Let's just say in the military and even more so in my last employment, I had a clearance. You have a security clearance. You got to be very careful on what you're associated with and stuff, what you say. I full disclosure when I was working at my last job that I did this. They had no problem with it as long as I didn't say anything about the job, the day job, and stuff like that. I was more than I was. They're getting stricter and stricter. But that right there, that would have been a little flag that would have raised when I was going up for a review, because I think it's every. Well, for me, it was every couple of years. I had to have a security review because of what I did on certain the job I entailed encompassed a whole bunch of a lot of different things, I'll say, and I'll just leave it at that. I'm not under no obligation, but I choose not to because it's still there's important things. I just concerned with the people and stuff like that. It's just not bring any attention to it. It was a great second opportunity to do something I did in the Air Force, as far as that goes, along with a whole boatload of other things I was able to do, and it was really fun. I could still work there, but it was time for retirement, time for me to step back and let somebody else's. Helen says good morning to the missus. Thank you, Helen. What's that?
I said good morning.
Oh, okay. I got these headsets on. I got the earplugs, so I can barely hear. So I'm in my regular mode here. And Melanie said, yes, I have a few dramas. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the thing is, he's a good guy, okay, but it just, he's got to understand that if you're going to do that sort of thing, you're going to have a reaction and stuff like that. So there's no heartburn with, if somebody says, hey, you need to check it's clean, and if it's clean, I'll open the door for him and stuff like that, as far as that goes. So enough said about that. We wish him well as far as that goes. You better not look at some of the accounts Tony followed. No, it doesn't matter the accounts they follow, Helen, because I'm not following those. If I'm following you, and and if you haven't been to Chris Technician's page, go ahead, check it out, okay? And I say that because there's certain things that let's just say I was going in for a security clearance check, okay? And they say, well, you're on this. You follow this guy, Chris Technician, X Twitter. What about this? You follow him because of this? And it's like, whoa, no, I don't. So that's what I'm saying. You could actually be questioned on that. So so Helen said, good morning to the missus. Thank you very much. And I just saw his. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Melanie. And he's a good guy. I think he's a good guy. He's been on the broadcast here and stuff like that. But I don't really go to, I follow people, I see it, and I don't really follow them until I go back and stuff. And and I just there's a certain ethic. We talked about ethics in a previous broadcast here recently. As far as there's certain ethics you got to follow, and even though I don't have that security clearance, I still follow that ethics and stuff like that. Call me old school and stuff like that. Let's see. He sent rude pictures to a friend. Oh, he really? Okay. Well, we won't go into specifics, Melanie. Okay. I'm just saying his Twitter feed for me. I can't be associated with that. That's my my standard and stuff like that. And there's certain other things that, as far as if you've been here long enough, you know where I sit. As far as people that come in and disrupt, they get an automatic boot. And I try and be very respectful for other people's, but when that's not being reciprocated, see you later. You know, no hard feelings. I'm not going to lose any sleep. But it's interesting the fallout after that. I have to laugh at it, okay? And I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to go. I could hear Tony in my head. Shut up, Rich. Shut up. Let's see. And lady says no thanks. Adverts. Okay. Jeez, I don't know what we do about the adverts. Melanie, he needs to think. Yeah, that's a simple thing to do, Melanie. Think before you post, okay? You know, it's going to come back to haunt you in some cases. No, not me either. Okay. And lady says, Helen says, okay, I didn't hear anything you said because okay, we're just talking about be careful what you post. As far as Melanie had, she said, you got to think before you post, which I think is wise advice. But we are getting our day started. The big screen's working. I couldn't work it last night. I was on last night to get the football picks or do my football picks, and Tony D was there. We did our football picks, and then but I can't get Thursday night Twitch broadcast the football game. Thursday night football. And last night we had who the hell played last night? I watched the whole game. I can't think of who played last night. It was the Seahawks and Cowboys. Oh my God! Drink some coffee, Rich. Oh my God. The big screen didn't work last night because Thursday night Twitch broadcasts. Okay. That's a third-party app that I'm using on the Roku to look at Twitch on the big screen, and and I guess if they're doing something, the production-wise, they nix the third party. You got to go to your computer, okay, or your handheld device, your phone and stuff like that. So an interesting thing, just like the interesting thing we found out the other day, Helen. Sent me a picture and she posted up on her Twitter feed, which is a great Twitter feed as far as that goes. So, and thank you for the follow, Helen. Thank you very much. I know we've known each other, but you know, it's one of those things you don't, am I following? It's no big, but thank you for, I know we were following on Instagram threads because from the get-go and whatnot, but the big screen didn't work last night. It works now. So, you know, if anything, you'll see the commercials. I guess that's what I'm looking at because I'm looking at stuff. I want to keep focused on the chat here on the screen on the OBS stream chat. And when I see that, I can say, okay, there's an advert and stuff. And I can also look over here because we've got 26 minutes for the next roll of commercials. And our stream is doing good, 60 frames per second at 3,536 KBSs at Twitch. But here at OBS at the start of it, it's at 3684. Okay, so there's a 400 kilobytes difference, which is the norm, and such. But I broadcasted right after dinner. We were on for about an hour, and then right after that, I got off. We saw. I was a little concerned about Michael Bathurst. He hadn't seen any Twitter activity, or he hadn't been live streaming for 2 days. And I'm thinking, oh, did something go? You know, usually that's an indication. Okay, something's going on in the real world. And oddly enough, 5 minutes after I dropped, he started broadcasting. So I hopped on his broadcast, and Tony D, and we got the football picks. Brian is out there in Las Vegas, enjoying today's his birthday. Brian down Texas way. I don't know Brian's last name. I just know Brian down there in. Is he in Austin or Houston? He's down in Texas, and very knowledgeable in football and stuff. But he's enjoyed his birthday out there in Las Vegas with his, I think his brother and friends. He said he went out there with, and such. So, and Melanie, let's see. Okay, Helen said maybe he just doesn't care about coming across. Well, that as a what Helen said in the chat, and yeah, and Melanie agreed. I don't know. It just that's a. I was surprised because I really had a different opinion of the but that's what you find out. You find out about certain things, and you think they're, you wish him the best. Okay, I'm not gonna wish any ill will. That's his prerogative, or that's everybody has a. We were talking about free will and stuff like that with Tina the other. Was it Monday? She came up on the broadcast, which I thought that was pretty cool. She doesn't. She wasn't. She's always active in the chat wherever I go. Because she stayed up, and I think Hal was broadcasting. Hal Massa is going all over the place. That doesn't make female. Yeah. It doesn't make me feel comfortable either, Melanie. Okay, it's just something that's you don't flaunt. That's one of the bad things about on this thing called the internet, the social media thing. You got stuff like that as well as other stuff. Yeah, exactly, Thammer. Either man. Yeah. So and I agree totally with Thammer. It's just like it's not a proper thing to do. And Mel, you watch Hal Moss too. Yeah, Tina was on here and she said, "Well, and then right after the show, we're talking to the Green. She said, "Oh, I'm missing Hal," and I said, "Oh my God, I'm sorry because there's certain people that watch certain view. I don't watch Hal that much anymore because he's all over the board as far as that goes, and I'm a Hellraiser. Okay, you're one of the originals. Okay, yeah, he has a pretty neat show. I like his show. It's very. He needs to get some updated equipment though. I think he needs to stay on Twitch though. I think if he got a new phone and stuff like that, I think he would do all right. I know he went into a long thing. He doesn't want to spend the money and stuff like that, but there's ways you can monkey it around. I don't think he's got a following that will follow him. And yeah, I have a screenshot of his timetable. Yeah, Tina was telling me about his schedule. I like Twitch. I'll be on Twitch. It's my mainstay for live stream broadcasting after we left the previous platform. And been here consistently and stuff like that. I think that's what Hal is trying to establish, a consistent as far as that goes. But we've had some a little disruption in the social media threads there as far as I'm really surprised that Hal is broadcasting on TikTok. I'd be really, really hesitant about. I'm not a TikTok fan. I'm more. I think I'm on Facebook, which isn't much better than TikTok, but TikTok is just a rabbit hole I decided not to go down through. I have an account. I'll go on there periodically, but I got away from it to where I want to stay away from it because I want to focus because I start watching those TikToks. They draw you in as far as you watch one. This is interesting. There's some interesting stuff on there, but there's little snippets and they draw you in. And as far as they go, let's see. Melanie said Twitch was having major drama. Twitch was having major dramas with Twitch. He couldn't even see what. Yeah, but see, I think that was more on his side than Twitch side. I've never really had that much of an issue. I think it was his equipment. It's his equipment, and because you got to be looking at your equipment. I've gone through, and I say that from experience because I've gone through a lot of equipment. So I have probably the best equipment that I'll ever have right now. Was a computer I got for my birthday and retirement 7 months back, and it's rocking. I mean, and I don't mean just to say that because I say that. I would like everybody to have what I have as far as, because usually I just spend a couple $100 off the shelf. But even the old boxes I had some issues with Twitch, and it was mostly because of my internet and the hardware. So I don't think it's very easy to blame the service. But then again, he was mostly on a handheld, so he's using the app. I'm using my desktop I'm using OBS. There's a lot of people that don't care for OBS, and but let's see. A friend of mine left Twitch because of the drama. Well, I don't really. It's just glitches. If it's drama with people and stuff like that, you just block those people so they don't bother you anymore and stuff like that. And I've done that recently too. So yeah, I know I'm hearing you, Tony. Shut up, Rich. but uh, but Hal, yeah, Hal. I guess he's got to do what he's got to do, and we wish him the best. I'm gonna probably pop in there when I can. And let's see. I watch people in Australia, and they were having trouble. Yeah, I think there's a gentleman I watch, and his name is the Bushka. Okay, if you look down on the bottom of my page, you have pictures of Tony D, Ted, Walt, and there's a couple Lord of the Rings online. Those are the people I recommend you follow. One of them, the Bushka, he comes from Australia, Melanie. He's a great PUBG player. He's probably the best PUBG player I've ever seen. He is fun to watch. He has that Australian humor that we Americans love to hear. I mean, the guy is great. He puts on a good. He broadcasts what Sunday nights. He broadcast I think last night, Sunday, Monday, and Thursday nights, and he indicates he has some trouble. Okay, and he broadcasts over on YouTube. Oddly enough, when you watch his YouTube, he has no problem. With Twitch, there's something going on with Twitch. I don't know if it's because of the traffic. No, just the app, not people. Oh, okay, you're just talking the app. Okay. Yeah, I guess if you don't keep it updated, and I think it's equipment. I think what I've seen, Twitch works better. I don't use the app that much. I use it right here as far as the stream manager aspect to see another window for the chat. Yeah, Twitch. So Twitch has, it's just like over there on X/Twitter with X Live, what used to be Periscope. That works pretty good. I think it works a lot better than it has in the past, but there's certain things I don't like about it that I can't have people comment unless they got the blue check mark. And I don't even have the blue check mark, so I don't expect anybody else to have the blue check mark. But they can hear me, but that's not an interactive. This is more interactive. So the trade-offs for me here on Twitch is by far the best platform to be on. Okay? So, and I just love using the OBS with it. OBS is multitasking. Stream Elements is pretty good, I guess, but I've always been an OBS user as far as that goes. Hal's going to different apps is working. Okay, yeah, if it works for him, press on. Yeah, that's good for him as far as that goes. And eventually his audience will follow. Like this morning I was on. Usually I'm normally just starting to broadcast right now, but we've been on for like 25 minutes and stuff. I just got up early and I'm looking at the clock and I'm looking at the cats wanting to get fed, and I'm up. I said, I'm up. I might as well stay up. And I started doing the things that I normally do, and I finally get to the desk here and, set up for this broadcast. So it's all what's in your workflow. So he's acquiring a new workflow on what he does for broadcasting. As far as that goes, Hal has said that Elon is making people subscribe to comment. Well, he's hurting. It's just we got regular small fry broadcasters that have done that too, and they say, "Oh no, I'm not doing that." And it's like, the hell you aren't. It's pretty obvious, when you have everybody subscribed and then you say you're not. Okay, I'm hearing you, Tony. Shut up, Rich. Tony's in my head. Tony's a great guy. I love Tony. Tony's a good guy. That will lose people. People will come and go, Melanie. I'm not going to. I still say there's a value in X/Twitter, even if you don't have the blue check mark, and if you don't want to broadcast, there's other places to broadcast. I mean, I got Twitch here. I have Rumble. I haven't broadcast on Rumble. I could very easily broadcast on Rumble like that. Rumble is a great place. It's just a little intricacies of getting it started and stuff like that. So I'm not paid. I don't. And there's a lot of people that I feel that way too. But I'm not going to hold it against Elon. That's his business. It's his sandbox. I'm not going to lose any sleep. There's people that they put too much emphasis in that individual, and he's a businessman. It's his business. is it really affecting my life that I can't comment on a Twitter live feed? No, because I can comment here. I have you all. I have all you great people here. So there's other alternatives. It's just how you look at it, how you slice and dice it, I guess, is what I'm getting at. So is X/Twitter the same as Twitter Vault? No. That's why I'm over there on Truth Social. That's why I'm on Instagram Threads. That's why I'm on, I'm on Blue Sky. Blue Sky, that's pretty neat. I only have followed 2 people. That's an invitation only. When did I send out for an invitation? I think back at the start of summer. And I forgot about it, and then I see this email pop. Oh, you're invited to Blue Sky. It's like, oh, okay. Boom, boom, boom. I get on there. It's the only thing about Blue Sky that I don't like right now. That I've been on there. Tomorrow will be 1 week. There's no direct messaging, but right out of the gate, there's 2 individuals that they no longer use Twitter. They use it, but they use it once in a great while. But on Blue Sky, they've got posts there every day, just like And these are 2 individuals I've known for, God, over 20 years here on the internet. My good friend Bernie Goldbach at Top Gold over there in Cork, Ireland, and Christian Payne at Documentally, who's over there in London. They feel the same way you do, Melanie. They don't want to. They say screw. That's their prerogative, But I found them again. So where X/Twitter used to be the big town square, everybody had to be on Twitter and say and whatnot. We got 4 first-time chatter, Poor Math. Hi, stranger. Good morning. Stranger, so do I know you, Poor Math? It could be somebody that's sneaking in or something. I don't know. Glad to have you, Poor Math. Welcome to the broadcast. And, I know what you meant about X. Let's see. Current temperature here. Let's get this. I love this new clock that I have over here. We went out the other day and we bought it. It's a digital clock. It has indoor temperature. Right now it's still 33 degrees Fahrenheit outside. And let's see, 33. So I got to change that. When I first started it was 32. So the temperature is increasing. There's a sensor I put outside, and it Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, it tells the temperature what's outside. So we got a current temperature of 33 degrees Fahrenheit, which equates to 0.5 degrees, 0.5, you might as well say, 0.555556 degrees. So it's a half a degree Celsius. No, I was coming through just chatting. Okay, glad to have you. Welcome, and I hope you're having a good start there, Poor Math. And Melanie's saying hi to Poor Math. Okay, and so we're at 33 degrees Fahrenheit here in the southern tier of upstate New York. Periods of rain, high of 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So we won't get any lake effect. Lake effect, we usually get the winds from the north that come off the Finger Lakes, and then behind the Finger Lakes are the Great Lakes. But we haven't had any. Let's see, chance of rain is 90. We're going to get some rain today, as far as that goes. Tony says nausea and dizziness just came over me out of nowhere. Are you at work, Tony? It's been really hot. Yeah, you got your summer going there. Tony, are you at work? If you're at work, you better go see the medic. Go to medical if you're at work. That's not good. Tony's just coming in. He's not feeling well. No, I think it's not. He has some effects, I guess. He said, of COVID. I don't think he has COVID, but there's a bug going around and stuff like that. COVID's dead. It's around, but it's not like it was. Okay, it's just that we got so used to using that word. It's that COVID is like next to nothing here in my area. So I know he's been having problems. Yeah, he told me, okay, long COVID, yeah, okay. Haven't left yet. I don't think I should drive. Uh-oh, you better go see the medics, dude. Don't mess around. Go see the freaking medics. I sort of got an indicate. Last night you were a little out of it. You took that nap and stuff, waking up. Go see the You got me worried now, Tony. You got me concerned. If you'd been in that drive, get one of your buddies to drive. Tony, yeah, it might be de-strike. Have you eaten something? Yeah, there we go. Good advice, Helen. Um, let's see. The sun will be rising this morning at 7:15, which is in about let's see, it's an hour and 18 minutes. We got up early this morning. Sun will be rising this morning at 7:15 and be setting at 4:30 p.m., which is quick. We had a great day yesterday. Yesterday was fantastic. Had a morning walk. Just enjoyed the day. Was very nice, very pleasant. So we got some rain coming in today. Where's that rain? Let's check the radar. How far out is that? Keep us apprised, Tony. Yeah, go to the doctor, like Melanie said. Go to medical, and then get somebody to drive you home. How long of a drive do you have to the job site there, Tony, from the house? Let's see. I'm checking the radar. I don't see any. There's no rain on our. Oh, there it is. It's out in western New York right now. Let's see. Helen says no. He's still at home. He hasn't gone to work. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Probably jumped up too quickly and rushed out to rush out the door. I'm sure he'll be fine if he has a cup of tea. Yeah, okay. So he's not okay. He's at home where he can go back and just recharge a little bit. So take a step back, Tony. Get back to the house. Drink some water, recoup and stuff like that. You know, it's early morning and stuff. Okay. Okay. All the rain is still out there. Glick and Cup of Joe's way out in Ohio. It's moving in. So when will it be here? Let's see. What time does the rain come in? Before we go to the world times and temperatures. Let's see. Our rain will probably be coming in right about 11, 12 o'clock as far as that goes. So it's going to be a rainy afternoon here in the southern tier of upstate New York. Our world times and temperatures as I speak at 12:55 a.m. in Honolulu, Hawaii, just getting their December 1st started. Cloudy skies, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. In Phoenix, Arizona, at 3:55 a.m., it is cloudy skies, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. In Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City, it's raining in Chicago, which it should be because there's rain in Ohio. 45 degrees Fahrenheit in Chicago. In New York City at 5:55 a.m. 5:55. Remembering my brother and sister firefighters that have fallen. At 5:55 a.m. here in upstate New York. Also, it's clear skies in New York City at 43 degrees Fahrenheit. Warner Robins down in Georgia, it's 47 degrees Fahrenheit. So I don't think that's affecting Tony. He didn't look too well. He was waking up from a nap when he came on the football pick broadcast last night. But 47 degrees Fahrenheit down there in Warner Robins, Georgia. 68 for the high, 44 and cloudy down there in Warner Robins, Georgia. Let's see. Who else gave me? Okay, Helen gave me. Okay. In across the pond in Cork, Ireland, we have at 10:56 p.m. Let's see, -2. In Cork, Ireland, sunny skies, but it's a cool 34 degrees Fahrenheit. In Edinburgh, Scotland, Helen is letting us know that it's cold in Edinburgh this morning, or right now. It's -2 degrees Celsius. Boy, that's a temperature drop from what you were telling me earlier in the week. That's 28 degrees. You're colder than we are here, girl. We're at 33 degrees. I like this new clock. This new clock is so cool. I just look up. I feel like I'm in a real. I look and there's a digital clock. I get giddy over the simplest thing, a new digital, and it was only like $30. For technology. 28 degrees, so that's cold. 28 degrees Fahrenheit where Helen is at, and let's see. Let me get. And let's see, moving on to Milan, Italy. It's 11:57. Mangia Mangia. It's lunchtime in Milan. Cloudy skies, 47 degrees Fahrenheit. In Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, that's where Thamer is at. That's where he resides at 1:58 p.m. He's got sunny skies there, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. It's cool in Riyadh, the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I like saying the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Moving on to Kuala Lumpur at 6:58 p.m. Kuala Lumpur, it's sunny and it's 84 degrees at 6:58 early evening. In Tokyo, Japan, it's 7:58 p.m. Clear skies in Tokyo on their evening. 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Down in warm Australia, from what Melanie is telling us, in Melbourne, it's 9:58 p.m. In Melbourne, it's cloudy, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Melanie, are you saying that's 38 degrees Celsius where you're at? That's 100 degrees. How come I'm showing six? Maybe it's because they're on the coast. You're more inland. It's 64 degrees Fahrenheit in Melbourne right now, cloudy skies. In Sydney, I've got 72 degrees Fahrenheit and cloudy at 9:59. But Melanie's saying where she's at in let me get my card. I gotta always read the card. I want to make sure. Rockhampton, Central Queensland, Australia. She's saying it's 38 degrees Celsius. That's 100 degrees. Is it that hot? Because you're more inland. Let's see. Tony says he hasn't eaten. Well, eat something, dude. Get something in that belly of yours, dude. You can't drink some water and get a slice of toast or something. And Tony is saying to Melanie, went through his. They couldn't find anything. Yeah, but there's probably something lingering there with Tony and stuff. Yeah, get some food there, Tony. Let's see. Helen says to Tony, your blood sugar is probably low. Make sure. Toast and a cup. Yeah, I agree, Helen. He needs to get something in. You got to have at least, I at least have a bowl of cereal. As far as, I don't like eating breakfast. I've skipped breakfast once in a while. And I skipped it Wednesday. That's only because I knew we were going to go out for lunch and we're going to have a good lunch. We went to Five Guys. I was talking about Five Guys with Tony last night. So get something to eat. And then Helen says, yes, it's cold. They are talking about snow in Edinburgh? Wow. Because Edinburgh's not as low elevation. It's not up high in that. So do you get that much snow there, Helen, in Edinburgh? And those are our world times and temperatures, by the way. Let's see. We got a commercial break here in a couple minutes. Thamer, Five Guys, good French fry. Oh, you been there? Oh God, I love it, Thamer. Oh my God, I can't stop thinking about it. That's by far the best burger joint I've been to. We went Wednesday after we went to the up there in Johnson City to the Oakdale Commons. Look up Oakdale Commons and you'll see where we went. There's a big sporting goods store that just went in there, and it's huge. It's very. We walked around there for 45 minutes. And then we went down. There's a connection into the mall area that used to be. They rebranded. It's no longer. It's the Oakdale Commons. It's basically the mall. Only 9 kilometers from me, but I don't a lot there. It is a bit pricey, but you get your value. We were gonna go to a sit-down restaurant to where we had a waitress, and we figured we would probably have spent more. But this burger, oh my God! And the French fries, they're. You know what makes the French fries so good, Thamer? And I'm going to pass this knowledge on to you. Know why they're French fries? They're French fries. I guarantee you, they import their potatoes from Idaho. They're Idaho potatoes. Idaho potatoes are the best French fries you can make from. No, it's rare in the city. Usually hilly area. Okay, get snow, but not too much in Edinburgh. Okay, I take Edinburgh sort of. It reminds me what you just said of Aviano, Italy, where I was stationed at. That was down at the base of the Italian Prealps, the Domo Mountains, and it was very rare to get snow there and stuff like that. Yeah, we got adverts. We're waiting. We're waiting on the adverts. How come it didn't go up there? It didn't go. Okay. Oh, it ends in 19 seconds. Okay. The Highlands of Scotland gets lots of snow. Yeah, I bet they do as far as that goes. But Five Guys, there's one in Riyadh. There's a Five Guys in Riyadh. Did you hear that? There's a Five Guys in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Thamer said. So I got to come visit Riyadh. There's a Five Guys. I'm going.
Oh my goodness gracious.
What's that?
You gotta visit Riyadh for Five Guys?
I'm just kidding.
Long trip.
Yeah, but next time you go, Thamer, ask them where do they get their potatoes, and they better say Idaho because I think that's where they're supposed to get them from. I mean, there's bags piled up next to me as decoration inside the store to show that hey, the French fries you're eating, and I couldn't believe we got two smalls and they put them in the cup and there's a whole bunch more at the bottom of the bag. Oh my God. Okay, we're back. Thank you, Helen. But Five Guys. 5+ stars by far. They use peanut oil to fry the peanut oil is good, okay, but the potatoes come from Idaho. Idaho potato. That's what McDonald's uses. McDonald's actually has farms out in Idaho that's where they get their potatoes. They don't go anywhere else to get their potatoes. And that's worldwide for McDonald's, and I'm pretty sure it's probably the same with Five Guys. Five Guys, it's good because they make the burger right there, and the crew that was working the grill, it says it's 2 minutes. Once you place your order, you get your order in 2 minutes. I don't know if you experienced that, Thamer, if you get your order real quick, but they were telling me they gotta get that order out in 2 minutes or less. And stuff. That's their workflow, and I thought that it's nothing fancy. We were talking about this last night on the football picks with Tony, and I think it's just a great place. Right around the corner from where Five Guys is at is Jersey Mike's. So Jersey Mike's is a pretty good sub place too. They're better than Subway, I think. Subway's okay if you don't have any other place to go. Certain Subways are good. Certain Subways are crap. And stuff like that. So, but yeah, the peanut oil that gives it that brings out the flavor of the potato, as far as that goes. So, but that's I thought Five Guys was just locally here in New York State and stuff. It's worldwide. That's what Tony was telling me. And Thamer, you've been to one, so and I guess you give it a big thumbs up. I think as far as from what I'm seeing in the chat. We do have a thought for the day. Let's see. McDonald's used to be quick at drive-through until the delivery. Yeah, that's slowed everything down. They were concentrating on. Okay, I worked at McDonald's and part-time. Everybody used to come in. This is when they just started doing the drive-through. Very few people went through the drive-through because they didn't really. They were a little set back by it. And let's see. No, they have. Oh, they have it in Edinburgh, so they're worldwide. Have you been to the Five Guys, Helen? Have you tried it? Just your take on it. It's international. Okay, it is an international. Okay. See, I'm learning about Five Guys after going to Five Guys. I've had family tell me, "Oh, you need to go to Five Guys. You'll love it," and stuff. And so it is international. I don't know. Have you been to a Five Guys there in Edinburgh? So Edinburgh's going to be another place. I have to stop at Edinburgh to eat at Five Guys, and then I'll have to go to Riyadh. the missus is out there. She's just shaking her head saying, "You." Okay, our thought for the day. Let's see. We have a thought for the day. Comes from Leonardo da Vinci. We haven't heard from Mr. Leonardo da Vinci in a while, but Leonardo da Vinci was an Italian. Italian High Renaissance, who was active as a painter. Painted the 16th chapel there in the Vatican. Draftsman, engineer, very good, big time engineer. Most people look at him as a scientist, but he was an engineer, a theorist, sculptor, and architect. They look at him as an artist mostly because he did paint the Mona Lisa photograph picture, as far as that goes. And Helen says it's expensive for what you get. I wasn't overly impressed. Expensive in small portions. Really? Man, the frickin' burger I got was frickin' hugest I've ever seen. I had a good size. It was like $10, which McDonald's you go for a quarter pounder. That'll cost you at least three or $4. Okay, maybe more. Maybe it's $5 for the burger now. But there was this $10, and the French fries were like endless in the bag. I give it high regards as far as that. Maybe it's just because it's over there. I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, I do agree. It was a tad expensive, but I think I felt like I got my money's worth. More so than sitting down ordering a hamburger, because then you have to pay a tip. I mean, we threw a few bucks in the tip jar after we ordered because I was so impressed. I mean, you could see the whole operation. I think it's sort of a retro decor with the red and white tiles and stuff like that. It probably a franchise, yeah, Helen. That's probably what it is, because there's a McDonald's here in Owego that is just the pits. I'm just surprised. It's you. I'll go down the road here of 20 minutes to the McDonald's in Sayre, Pennsylvania, and that's a better McDonald's. You could sit in the drive-thru when it looks like you're going to be there for like 10, 15 minutes. You're through it in less than 5 minutes and stuff like that. This one here in Owego, it sucks. It's not a good one. I don't want to go into it. I was really happy with Five Guys though. Okay, so let's see our thought for today from the quote from Leonardo da Vinci: "Study without desire spoils the memory, and it retains nothing that it takes in." So once you take something in, and I think it sticks with you. This is my takeaway from Leonardo's quote: "Study without desire spoils the memory, and it retains nothing that it takes in." So I'm out and about and I take in this, oh, look at this view and stuff like that. And then there's a little history behind it and stuff like that. It's just like here, you guys tell me some things, interesting things. Like the other day, Thamer said something about there's a festival. I forget what it is. It's Expo 2023. It's a major 10 festivals are going on at the same time. I'm aware of that now because I actually looked at the webpage and looked at the events. They have dog races there. I thought that was pretty cool. I used to go to the dog races when I was in the service at Single. I used to bet on the dogs. They're unpredictable. They're more unpredictable than the horses and stuff like that. But that's just interesting. Very interesting. You retain that. It's in your memory and stuff like that. And you have to study it. If you don't study things, the studying retains things up into the mind and stuff like that. So I think that's a very good. That's a great quote from Leonardo da Vinci, who was a scientist, engineer, artist, architect, and there's some things that he developed. He had it in theory how it could work, but he didn't have the materials. And some of those things that he thought about, studied about, the reality today. So the biggest burger I've seen are at Fuddruckers. Okay. I've never heard of that restaurant. You got me curious now. I'm going to study that. I'm going to Google that restaurant, Thamer. That's a funny name. I've never heard of them. Fuddruckers? Or am I saying something I'm not supposed to be saying on my... It sounds like I'm saying something I'm not supposed to be saying on my broadcast. Hang on for a minute. Let's see. Let me move that over there. Let me get this. Let's see what that restaurant... We're going over... Okay. Fuddruckers is an American fast casual franchise restaurant chain that specializes in hamburgers. Okay. The concept is to offer large hamburgers in which the meal is ground on site and bun or baked on the premises. Okay, that's a good. My mouth's just watering right now. They're founded down there in San Antonio, Texas. So, do they have one of those over in Riyadh, Thamer? What's he saying is if you're passionate or interested in something, by studying. You have to make sure, you got to make the effort of studying it. Just by looking at it once, and because I'll look at some things, I was like, what the hell was that? If you follow up by studying it, by actually, like, that's what I love about history. There's some of these World War II shows on I watch on the TV. Was it World at War? About World War II. I've seen them dozens of times and stuff like that. So it's the studying that, sure, almost for 15 years. Okay. And I have such a headache and it just won't shift. Maybe I should follow my own advice. And good point, Helen. Hopefully I'm not making Tony sick and I'm not making you sick, Helen. Okay. I'm just joking.
Making them sick. What you talking about?
What's that?
How are you making them sick?
No, Tony wasn't feeling well. We thought he was at work, and now Helen's saying she's got a headache and stuff. But she gave the advice that Tony should go eat something and maybe get a cup of tea. She says maybe I should follow my own advice. Isn't that the case, Helen? Okay, yeah, go get a cup of tea, girl. I don't know. Are you out in the car? Maybe I should follow my own advice. Yeah, I haven't eaten anything. Go eat something. I haven't eaten anything. I got a cup of coffee though. I'm gonna probably have my bowl of Cheerios. I'm still debating whether I'm gonna go out for a walk or not because the missus, she's got to meet some of her volunteer folks this morning for a meeting, and so I'm gonna be holding the fort down here. I got to do the wash the morning dishes, and I might go for a walk. I think. Well, I don't know. Well, the temperature's 32. Oh, it's 32. It dropped a degree. See, I like that. I can look and I know what. The simplest thing. So, Tony, are you still there, or are you? Did he sign off because he's not feeling well? I don't like it when people are sick. If you're sick, don't hang out with me. Go get something to eat and freaking get, start feeling better and stuff like that. It's just like, I knock on wood, I very rarely get sick. Okay, you're lying down. Okay, you're at the house. Okay, you're listening. Very good, Tony. Thank you. Listen to my jabber. I'll put you to sleep. Weather in New York. What's the weather in New York? Does that work here? Does that work? If you do exclamation point Binghamton, New York, try that one. Let's see. Let's try. I'll give you one. Here. This is where I get my weather from. Let's see. Explanation. Where's the explanation? Oh, okay. You got to make sure that's close. Oh, I thought Nightbot worked. Let's see. I don't know. I don't think weather. Is that something you can do on Twitch? Helen, I am almost lying down, but I think it might make it worse. Well, get something to eat, Helen. Drink some water or something like to calm down your. You can take some aspirin. I'm not sure what that is, Thamer. Is that something Twitch does? Yeah, Nightbot. I don't have a Nightbot. I have Crestbot. What do I use Crestbot? Oh, that was when I was doing the talking, when I had the talking chat. I use Crestbot as far as that goes. But I don't do the add-ons, Thamer. I don't like, it's too much. I get enough. I have more than enough with the chat. The chat is specifically for chat, and that's the way I like it as far as that goes and stuff. So let's see. We did our thought. What's the National Day? I like this getting up early because I could take my time. We've been on, well, we're coming up on an hour already. I think it's the first of the month. It's a new month, so, that's why I'm up early to be with you all. Ooh, I see one right out of the gate. Oh my God, I like that one. We have a couple good ones. We have Day Without Art, December 1st. No, I don't like that. Rosa Parks Day. That's important. Rosa Parks is very influential, very historical individual here in America. She's the one that they said get to the back of the bus or get off, and she held her ground back in the early 60s. A very, very influential lady. I think Tony has jinxed me with some voodoo symptoms. Well, take care of yourself, guys. Lay down. Take it easy. Let's see. We have Facts for Friday. I don't know. That's just. Let's see. National Eat a Red Apple Day. There you go. Go eat a red apple. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. You need to get some natural sugar in you. We have National Bartenders Day, first Friday of December. Yeah, I don't really go to bars anymore. We have Antarctica Day. Well, I would entertain that, but I'm going to throw that in the bin with the states. It's just. Here's the one I'm going to go with. Today is National Pie Day. How can it be Pie Day when it's 12/1? That's not pie. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. January, February. March 14th is Pie Day, right? 3/14. But no, today is, I guess, each year on December 1st, dessert lovers across the United States enjoy a slice of their favorite of National Pie Day. Pie is delicious. We celebrate it twice a year. The most popular date is January 23rd. What about February 14th? That's Pie Day, isn't it? Yeah, 3.14. They're talking about the eating pie, I guess, Helen. I guess that, hashtag National Pie Day. What's your favorite pie? Mine's apple. I love apple. We had apple crisp. And I thought I almost got a pumpkin, but there was no pumpkin to be had. I found out later the pies I got, they were all up front. If I would have went back to the bakery, I may have found a pumpkin, but we went with the sweet potato pie. Whew, good pie, good pie. Sweet potato pie last week for Thanksgiving. But I love apple pie. Apple pie by far is my favorite, with a scoop of vanilla ice cream on. I love that. I could have that for breakfast right now. I love all pies. Yeah, I don't like the mincemeat pie. I never had mincemeat, but there's something about meat and pie. That's a meat pie. That's like chicken pot pie. Is mincemeat, but I guess it can be sweet. I do like a good pie. Pecan. I love pumpkin, apple crisp, cream pies. Vanilla cream pie, as far as that goes. So there's a whole bunch of them. Blueberry pie, that's always good. You got to watch out for those blueberries. They can make some good stains. Hey, Tim, good morning. Tim Fan is here. Tim, I sent you a DM last night. I need your football picks. Be honest of the game last night, though. Send me your picks today sometime, okay? I got everybody. I was running a little... I was being lazy this week. I don't got the charts done. I'm going to do those charts today. I'm going to have them for Tony's broadcast on Sunday for last week. Tony cleaned up last week. You did fair. You did fair. You were 500. You were 8-8. I was in the crapper again. I was 7-9, I think. So Helen laughed my F off. I'm trying hard not to make smarty jokes. I'll do that. I will go do it. Oh, okay, no problem. I like cream pies. He's Helen. Oh, geez. I'll give you that one. But it's National Pie Day. Hashtag. Let's do it. Hashtag National Pie Day for today. That's our national day today. Oh, let's see. I did not, yesterday I did not do the audio podcast because yesterday was the last day, which I succeeded. I got my 30 audios in for NaPodPoMo. And what is NaPodPoMo? Well, NaPodPoMo is a challenge You go to napodpomo.org, and that will tell you about it. So it was completed yesterday. I got 30 audios in for the month of November, and I had fun doing that. And I did my last audio yesterday. I said I was just going to do that one audio for the last day of NaPodPomo, National Podcasters Post Month. That was it Jennifer Neverete. She's down Texas way. I think she's in Austin. I'm not sure. She's out in the country because she does some audio, and you can hear the ambient noise. You can hear she's out in the country and stuff like that. I've known her for a number of years now. She's the host. It's been going on for 16 years. I've been doing it off and on here for the last maybe 10 years, I guess, ever since Audio Boo left. And then we were doing an audio. We did audio challenges there, and I don't do them anymore and stuff. Tina, good morning. Oh, I gotta back up. Helen goes, oh, Rich is blushing. No, that's, it's okay. I'm blushing again. Does it show? Okay. Good morning, Tina. Our Jersey girl is here. Thank you for being here as far as in the broadcast. Great to have you here. So I did do, you could say I did an audio podcast, but it's more emphasis on NaPodPomo because I love doing the audio, and after finishing last year's NaPodPomo, they got me into the schedule of doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, as far as doing something at least, a little bit. I used to do audio all the time, but I want to do, I like doing this thing called live streaming. Live streaming is fun. Live streaming, because I have a conversation with you all. And I think that's great as far as to be able to do that. And so I did the last audio. It was 30 minutes just going over saying we crossed the finish line. And I didn't have any problems with it this year. It was fun. I always had something to talk about. And I think that's always a good thing as far as to do. Tina saying good morning to Helen, Tim, and Thamer. And Tony's here, Tina, but he's lying down on the couch right now. He's not feeling well, and Tina's not, and Helen's not feeling well. So they're trying to recharge their batteries as we get our day started here. Let's see what else. Let's get into. So I didn't do the audio podcast. I'll start. Let's see, the new month. Let's see. We're gonna be. I did. So it'll be the 12th and 26th. The 12th and 26th of this month, that's when I'm doing Mixcloud. That's so because I did Mixcloud this past Tuesday, so next Tuesday the 5th and 7th will be the audio slash podcast. Okay, Tim, I got them. I just see them. They just rang in. I just got your picks. Thank you, sir. Picked Dallas last night. Yeah, Dallas. That was a good game. We're gonna get to football here in a minute. I've been lazy with the football. So I'm going to do the audio podcast, and for those people that are watching on the replay on Rumble and YouTube, what I do on the audio is basically the same format, but I just don't have the chat, the internet chat. Oh, Indianapolis. Okay, you forgot one. There's 16. No, how many games are there? I'll count them. I think there's 13 games. But I do the audio version of this, and that's what I did. I used to do this on the audio side. It's gotten, the workflow has gotten to where I have a set thing that I do and stuff like that. You forgot another one. You're taking New England? Oh, that's right. They're playing who they play? We'll get to that. I just see that flash over here on the iPad Mini there. Yeah, so the audio, I'm continuing doing the audio. The audio is going strong. I'm getting some good traction. I get better traction, as far as people, I'm always saying if I get one or two people, I'm success. I think I'm averaging, what am I averaging? Let's see. Not that I'm just using numbers as a rule of thumb. I don't get googly eye over the numbers. I get scared with high numbers. But activity-wise, let's see, I'm averaging analytics. Let's go there. I get about 16 listens an episode, which is good. I think that's pretty cool as far as that goes. I'm happy with it. I love the app Spotify for podcasters. I think it's a really great app. It's very functional as far as you have a studio right on in the palm of your hand, audio studio, in a matter of speaking. So we're going to continue on with that, and every other week, which in this month, the 12th and 26th, I'll be doing the Mixcloud, playing the hashtag Want to Be Radio DJ. Okay, on this day in history, let's go ahead and do that, and then I got to take a break to get some coffee, and then we'll go into extended period. God, it's only 6:27. Wow, we're moving right along. I'm getting a very good start to the morning here, and a very good start to. I wish Tony and Helen were getting a better start. I'm sorry. Let's see. On this day in 1918, Iceland gained independence from Denmark when an agreement was signed after decades of national unrest over its identity, which finally severed its ties to Denmark. 26 years later, when the island and its 3,000-mile coastline became a republic. I don't know. I've never had a desire to go to Iceland, but that must be something. That might be a cool place to go to see the volcanoes there, as far as that goes. On this day in 1963, I Want to Hold Your Hand debuted, the Beatles' first single released in the United States back in 1963. I was just a little, ooh, excuse me. I did a little spit there. I'm sorry. Oops. I don't know if you saw that. I did, though. The Beatles, 1963. I was just a little guy. Okay, don't make a joke about that, Helen, either. Okay. Okay, you said that. I got it, Tim. Thank you, Tim. I'll be updating the list and making the charts later today. That's on my to-do list here. Let's see. Back in 1988, first World's AIDS Day to promote awareness of this disease. I remember that was like in the news every day. We don't hear about it. Hopefully, they've made strides. They've made tremendous strides in that area. Let's see. On this day in 1989, and I was over there in Europe when this happened. I was stationed in Italy. East Germany Parliament abolishes the Communist Party from the constitutional provision that granted it its leading role for government. That's the year the Berlin Wall came down. Oh my God, what a good feeling that was, as far as that goes. And hang on, what's that? Okay, there's just family talking out there. Let's see, in 1990, sections of Channel Tunnel met as the first rocks were cleared 40 meters beneath the seabed connecting France with the UK. The Channel, as they call it. Have you ever been through there, Helen? The Channel? It sort of reminds. That's probably all I can think of when a tunnel underneath the water is the Holland Tunnel down there in New York City. We have an ad break coming up in a minute and 27 seconds, folks. And let's see, on the AP side, we have history. Let me see if I can get this in. History for the AP side. Today, December 1st, Ukraine chooses Independence Day in Ukraine on this day. Of course, Ukraine is battling the former Soviet Union, Russia. They should come to peace. That war should end. It's been going on for too long now. They need to come to the table and air out their differences on the table. Let's see. It was on this day, 1941, Japan's Emperor Hirohito approved waging war against the United States, Britain, and the Netherlands after his government rejected the U.S. demands contained in the Hollow Note, which was delivered late because it was delivered right after the Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, which didn't go over too well. 1942, during the World War II, nationwide gasoline rations went into effect in the United States. The goal was not so much to save on gas, but to conserve rubber that was desperately needed for the war effort. And that was pretty bad. Again, Rosa Parks Day. In 1955, on this day, Rosa Parks, a black seamstress, was arrested after refusing to give up her seat to a white man of the down there in Montgomery, Alabama. Was a city bus. The incident sparked a year-long boycott of the bus, and rightfully so. Helen, haha, you did it yourself. I did that to you. Yeah, I know. You got me. You got me a little on my guard here. I have not been through the channel tunnel. It's train Eurostar. I've been on a ferry to France, though, not through the channel. Oh, it's a train that goes through the channel. Okay, I thought you could drive through it. Oh, they put the cars on the train and drive through. Okay. Let's see. 1965, an airlift of refugees from Cuba to the United States began, in which thousands of Cubans were allowed to leave their homeland, as far as that goes. And let's see. Let's see. In 2009, President Barack Obama ordered 30,000 more U.S. troops into the war in Afghanistan, but promised during the speech to cadets at the United States Military Academy at West Point, that's here in New York State, to begin withdrawals in 18 months, which I think he did. We should have never been after we got, once bin Laden was terminated, he was enemy number one in the United States. We should have gotten out of there. You can get a train from London to France through the channel. Okay, hang on. Okay, I just got family talking. Hey, James, long time no see, my friend. What have you been up to? You doing well? Haven't seen you in a while, my friend. James coming in from UK. James Price Show. How we doing, sir? Glad to have you here. Long time no see. Raising my coffee cup, which I'm going to have to take a... It's not going to be an early break because I've been on over an hour now. Hour and 15 minutes now. Wow, it doesn't seem like that long. Let's see. I know medical issues, but love to watch. Okay, you had real world stuff. That's what I'm calling it. Real world stuff. RWS. You were RWS. You weren't MIA. You were RWS. Real world stuff. That's what I'm calling it. Real world stuff. You have to take care of. Yep. No, I don't use the IRL. The term IRL, in my opinion, is crap. I don't. In real life, everybody deals real life. But as far as here online, those people they're IRL, who cares? You're broadcasting. That's all that I'm concerned about. And nonsensical nonsense. Good morning, Glick. Hello. You were gaming your ass off last night, dude. I saw you off to the side when I was watching the football game, and I popped in a couple times. You were doing the first-person shooter there, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, I think it is now on your console. Pretty good graphics, my friend. Pretty good graphics. I was like, wow, there's a lot of eye candy in there. That's pretty cool. Glad to have you here, Glick. We just I started early. We're at the hour and 15 minutes mark, so I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break here to refresh my. And James says, well, like a bad penny, I'm always... No, don't, you're always welcome, James. You are always welcome, sir. Okay? And Thammer, I kind of remember him from Periscope if I wasn't mistaken. Yeah, James is a good guy, Thammer. He's over there in the UK. He does the flying bit. He has a good channel there. He has some interesting stuff as far as when he broadcasts. He broadcasts the flight simulators and stuff like that, which I find very interesting. There's a lot of time you could spend on the simulator, as far as that goes. I know. You know what my first flying game was online? And you might. I never did Periscope. James, you never did? Okay. James, you'll find this interesting. My very first game that I played that was a flyer was on the Commodore 64. It was F-15 Strike Eagle. That game on the Commodore, it was like you were flying. And this was before the the war, the Middle East, the United States going into Iraq with the wars there and stuff in Afghanistan. This is back in the mid '80s, and they actually had missions that you could go into Iraq. So what they sort of this is long before Thammer goes to James. Wrong one. I knew there's Canadian. Oh, it was a Canadian Periscope. He used the same stream cook all the time. Okay, under James Price. Okay. But yeah, Strike Eagle was my, oh my God, a Commodore 64. That is old school. I still have it. I'm going to have to bring it out when the missus will probably freaking just yell and scream because it's, oh, she's already looking at me. Oh my God. She's doing this to me. I've got a lot of Commodore gear upstairs in the attic and stuff, and I still have my original I have a box of floppies that I'm gonna have to one of these days. I will have to take it out and just live stream playing on the Commodore 64. That might be it. That's a good broadcast. Glick says, yes, sir. I was talking into a gaming stream last night. Yeah, you were on there for a while. I have a Sega Mega Drive and a Timex ZX81. Wow. I got what's that called? A Radio Shack TRS 100. It's the little. I'm gonna have to break that out. That's somewhere up in the attic. It's one of the first little laptops. It's digital. It's a TR 100 or a T. Yeah, that's it, James. A TRS 80, the little TSR 80. I actually got that. It was after I got married. My kid brother used it when he was in college, when he went to New Paltz for accounting. He was after his accident. He went back to New Paltz and got his accounting degree, and he used that. And then he wasn't using it, and he said, "Oh, you can use it." I ended up using it for doing calculations, hydraulic calculations. You could input formulas into it and stuff. It was pretty neat. Yes, I couldn't afford it as a kid. No, back when it first came out. No, this is where I think he picked it up secondhand for like $200-300. It was still a little pricey, but it was something that he could use. Well, I had a Sinclair Spectrum. Beats that. I've heard of that. I gotta look that up, Helen. A Sinclair Spectrum. What is that? I've heard of that. What is that? You got me curious. So I'm studying. Let's see. I gotta get. Let me bring up a web browser here. Let's see. The Sinclair Spectrum. What does that look like? I remember. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. It's just a keyboard type thing. Wow. And look at the memory we have nowadays. Look at the memory. That's back when you're talking less than a half. You're talking kilobytes of memory and stuff. That's unreal. I really wanted an Apple II. Yeah, I seen the Apple. It didn't really impress me. I guess the Commodore 64 for some reason, just because of the price, it really dropped. Used to play games from a cassette. Yep, Commodore did that, and they had and you had to load it. It sounded like a mode. Yep, exactly. Spectrum was 16K. Okay, is that what it was, James? Yeah, it was just so low, but you could do so much. Oh my God. I can remember in the Air Force when they started bringing computers. They used the first computers I saw, desktops, was a Zenith 248 desktop, and it was a 5 megabyte. No, that's when you still had to use floppies. You had floppies, and then shortly after that, they were starting to install 5 megabyte hard drives. Loading games from tapes. Oh my God, bad day. I did that's why I had the tape for a short time, but then when the floppy came out, the 5 1/4. Oh my God! I thought, well, look at this. This is look at what we got now, though, compared to that. It just blows my mind away. It would take long to load. It would take longer to load the cassette game than actually playing it. That's funny. That is funny. All right, folks, I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to get a refresh on the coffee, and as far as that goes, and let me see here. Let me bring up my my thing. Where is it? Be right back. I'll be right back, folks. And we're back. We are back. And I got the second cup of coffee here as we start the second half here. Let's see, Helen's saying, I remember the BBC computer at school. We would share it between classrooms and big actual floppy disk. God, how big I remember the 5 1/4 were manageable. Then they went to the three inch discs, but the big floppy that was like this. I don't know. That was a and let's see, 10 minutes to load a game, and then fatal error, restart. Happy days, not yeah. And Helen to James, yep, all the time. So annoying. Yeah, I can remember. The first computer I had, and the first time I got online, I was stationed at Yokota Air Base, Japan. It was an AST. I think there was a 5 megabyte hard drive on it. It was Windows 3.1 or 3.3 or something like that, because I had to upgrade it to Windows 9. I had to go out and get the Windows 95 update package. And it was the first. If I would have bought the computer that I was originally thinking about buying, I would have had to go out and buy a new computer. But I got this computer. And they were connecting the internet to base housing, and I got on the internet. The first thing I downloaded was I went to the NASA. They had, and when I got online, you go to bulletin boards, okay, and you had. and I remember going to the NASA bulletin board. They had that capability, and then they had the full-fledged, you could use a browser and stuff like that. They were just, I remember using Netscape. I love Netscape. But the first thing I downloaded on dial-up over in Japan, the first image I downloaded was a color image of Jupiter. It took 30 minutes. I was just having a party that 30 minutes as far as just, look at this. This is technology. Look how quick it, today, that's, oh, but that's funny. Oh, I did bring some, I brought something. You guys talking about food. I figure I'm going to eat something or else I don't usually eat on things, but this is a blueberry Nutri-Grain soft bake breakfast bar. So, bon appetit. Let's see. James says, I will say this, Rich, as a Brit, I do appreciate your service. I know a lot of people in Europe fight against America, but I don't think it's a lot, James. I don't look at it as a lot. It's just a very small segment that are making a lot of noise. I don't look at the majority of Europe, but I do appreciate what you're saying here. Fight against America, but in my eyes, the U.S. is my best friends. I apologize. Don't apologize. I accept it. I thank you for the respect, sir. That really means a lot. Okay, that does. It really means a lot. The other thing, it doesn't come up on the radar because we have that. We have that here in the States, and I don't make any weight on it. People are going to express what they want to express. That's how I look at it. Yeah, a small amount of people make noise. Exactly. That's all it is. That's how I look at it. It'd be more like when I was single, I'd probably say something otherwise. But I look at the facts and stuff like that. People are going to do, I look at the protests and the strikes they had in France on the trains. I think it was the trains. Workers have a right to strike if they're not feeling their worth. It's when it crosses that line and it becomes violent. You can't succeed in violent protests. And I just draw a line back to what you look at Martin Luther King. You look at Gandhi. All their protests were peaceful. It was the other side that was violent, and they stuck to their guns, and the peaceful protests succeeded. This violence, it doesn't move the ball forward. So, thank you, James. Appreciate it, sir. Let's see. Speaking of UK, I'm just wondering. Let's see. Is our good friend? I just want to check something real quick here. Okay, James is on. James Figerty. He's another good gentleman. I like James. James Figerty. Check him out. Jim Figerty. JimFiggerty. Oh, he's not in the UK. He's in Ireland. He's over there with Walt. Let's see, James. Let's see. Protests are huge in London. Do not people remember? Yeah. I agree with that. As far as that goes, what you're saying, I got it in the end. Yeah, that's an issue that's being taken care of. I guess activities in that area, as far as the Israeli defense or Israeli army, they're commencing operations again. People are going to protest. I think people that protest, they have a right to protest. I don't agree with them, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go into detail as far as that goes. But I just know that when 9/11 happened here, what are we going to do? Sit on our asses and not do nothing? No, we're going to go after the people that perpetrated that. It just the United States, I think, was a little bit. Well, I'll just say a little bit was wrong in extending it past taking care of the bad guys. That's the problem that we have in the United States. The history of the United States, that we have a tendency. It doesn't work anymore. The nation building, it doesn't work as far as that goes. Helen says to James, those guys did, but not the Palestinian people who are bringing. Okay, and I do have a lot of Arab friends. It's, yeah, it is what it is. I just I'm not going to use my platform to really go in. It is what it is. I think people have views. I think what's being done has to be done to a certain degree, and then it has to stop once they take care of the bad guys. My personal belief, and I think I said this before, Hamas doesn't represent the Palestinian people. Not when they did what they did. There's accusations and statements saying that okay, what's been done in the past, okay, yeah, we can't correct what's done in the past, but we can take care of something, a segment of bad people that if they're not taken care of, they're going to just keep on doing what they're doing, and it has nothing to do with the Palestinian people. I think the Palestinian Authority, which represents the Palestinian people, they don't even have control. It's Hamas. It's for some reason. So I don't know what that is as far as that goes. But they were going out to take care of that, because the 14, was it 1,400? 14 to under 2,000 people that were killed that day on in October. That represented, this is how I look at it, that represented 35,000 people here in the United States. And we only had 2,000, I think it was 2,000 to 3,000 people that were killed on 9/11. And then just there was thousands of people afterwards, the people the firefighters, the policemen, the emergency services people that were inhaling all that crap at Ground Zero on 9/11. They were follow-up. We're just going to sit here and not do nothing? No. So, let's see. James says, I know Hamas does not represent the Arabs in the West Bank. Yeah. I just think the only people who can fix this. No, America, they can facilitate. We can't fix it, James. I don't think we can't. That doesn't. It's not like World War II, World War I, where we came in. Not that many presidents, and it's not up to. It's up to the people. It's just. We have a thing here in the United States where we saw that we're being too dependent upon. And we pay a lot of money. That's why I'm a little irate with the Ukraine war that's going on. We're paying a lot of money, and I'm not seeing anything. Where's the receipts on that? You see what I'm saying? Because if you just keep on paying, it's just like I just have flashbacks of what we did in Afghanistan. And Afghanistan is nothing more than it was a more modern version, not similar to Vietnam in the sense that we're spending money like we have an endless amount of money. There's no endless amount of money. Nonsense. So how about that game last night? I like this. Wow, didn't expect to be that good. Yeah, you looked like you were kicking ass there. America owns Israel? No, I don't agree with that, James. We could have a good discussion about that. I think we support Israel, but we don't owns Israel. Well, that's a new one. I never thought of that. No, if anything, Israel owns the United States. Maybe, I don't know. Yes, Ukraine is stalling, perhaps due to. No, it's just they don't want, because there's a lot of people making money on that in Ukraine. I'm not to say Ukraine is not squeaky clean. Ukraine, there's a lot of bad people in Ukraine before the war, okay, and they want to make that buck, and I think our current president is a good example that evidence is becoming the fact of his family benefiting from that. But I don't want to really go into the deep discussion because there's enough out there that I don't need to rehash this stuff. I have my views, but the Ukraine war, the Ukrainians are kicking their ass, and there's no real. They should be celebrating that, and they should be bringing them to the table. The president over there just wants to keep on going, keep on going. Give us more money, America. Give us more money so we can fight. We need more money. I think there's a limit. And that's what America has to do. The United States of America has to do. They have to set a limit, and then it's your responsibility. I'm glad we're out of Afghanistan. It was tragic the way we departed, just like, it wasn't, it could have been done a lot differently. But let's see, you own Israel. Israel would not exist without American aircraft, and I am... Okay, in a manner of speaking, I could see where you're coming from there. I don't think we actually own it. They're a good ally. We have to have an ally, and I think the Arab nation. It's just sad that this thing with Hamas happened, there where they killed all those people, children, babies, women, older adults, and they took hostages and stuff like that. That's terrorists and stuff. Hang on for a minute. Ukraine is fighting a giant. Russia has a. I disagree with that Russia thing, James, because of the fact that Russia, their bark is bigger. I don't, they do have the nuclear capability and stuff like that, but I think Ukraine is kicking their butts right now, as far as with what they're utilizing what they have in very unique and special ways, and I say that from a standpoint that, from what I've seen, and it's pretty interesting info, that they're kicking their butts, and they're regaining. It's not as quick, but they are regaining back. I think they want to keep on going because I think they're on the offensive, and we're not hearing that unless you really dig for the information, or you have sources that inform you that they want to take back Crimea, which fell under President Obama's. We didn't do anything when the Russians moved into Crimea, and we're not doing anything. We're helping Ukraine under this administration, but it's surprising that during the Trump administration we had no wars, really. I mean, we had Trump. He stepped across the DMZ to shake hands with a tyrant, probably one of the worse than Putin. That leader in North Korea, who had his, there's a story. He was so upset. This is the North Korean leader. He had his uncle tied to a post, and they went, and this mortar company, they were told to launch mortars on, and they bombed where he was at to execute his uncle. But we had a president that said, for world peace, I'm going to step across here. We're gonna cool the jets of and so we need more of that, I think. Let's see. James says yes, it was terrorist act. Hamas thought all Arab countries. No, and I don't think that. I think Arab, because the Arabs, there was the Prince of Saudi, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I can't think of his name, and I don't. He had an interview with Brett Baer from Fox News. A very good historical. I put that. If you listen to that interview, that was a historical interview. He was talking completely in English, being very sincere about what. And he's a major leader, and he's got some skeletons in his background, okay. But he is talking in a positive way of bringing the Arab world up to, hey, they're on the verge of recognizing Israel, and I think that's what Israel, Hamas wanted to do. They did not want Saudi Arabia to recognize Israel. Does that mean they're going to forget the Palestinians? No, but Hamas they want to be in control, and they're in control by Iran, and Iran is a country that supports terrorism. And James goes to we got an ad break going on. Let's see. James says, yes, it was a terrorist act. And okay, and nonsensical nonsense goes to Lady, like, just trying to help Rich out, save Save for your show. Oh, that's okay. Okay, we're back from the ads. Are we back yet? No, we're still going. We're not back yet. Yeah, adverts. We're standing by. I think we're back now. Oh, no, we got 17 seconds here. Having breakfast? Mm-hmm. Okay, the missus is joining us. Okay, let's see. Just to finish up what James is saying. Glick says to Helen, just trying to save Rich out. No, you don't have to help me, Glick. I got it. It's good. Nonsensical nonsense. Laughing at you trying to change the subject. Yeah. No, James, he could. I have no problem James mentioning this. We're not going to go into a long discussion about it. It is what it is. But I think it's stalling. But we have to defeat Russia, so it will cost the West a lot. It's already cost us a lot of money, James. It shouldn't, and it shouldn't. But it has to be done. Yeah, it has to be done, and it has been done. But they need to start talking, as far as that goes. I think the stumbling block is the Ukrainian president. That's the view here in the United States. The Ukrainian president, he's coming in over here to the States asking for more and more money, and it just has, from my perspective as a United States citizen, when they're coming to ask for money, when it's been several years now, they're making progress. I know they're making progress, but they sound like they're still in desperate needs. They're not in desperate need. They're kicking Russia's ass right now. I know that for a fact. They are kicking their ass. All you have to do is watch TikTok. Do you see any Russian TikToks of them taking down, killing Ukrainian tanks? No, it's the opposite. Everything is Ukrainian. It's kicking their ass. That's just one little aspect of information that's out there. So Russia is being defeated, but they just don't want to admit it. They'll hang on to the bitter end. All I'm saying is it comes to a point where we'll help you to keep your head above water, but we're not gonna, it's almost like, with the F-16 jets, there's certain things, if we start, it's just like the Lend-Lease Act during World War II. If we send too much, and we were sending a lot during World War II to the UK to battle Germany, and we weren't even at war with Germany. But there's a certain line. If we cross that line, then we're at war. We don't want to be at war with Russia. We don't want to be at war with China. They're our adversaries. Russia is not that strong, in my opinion. I could be wrong on that. But everything I've seen, because I just look after the Berlin Wall went down, they showed pictures of the Soviet Union Navy, their first line nuclear submarines. They were rust buckets, James. They were rust buckets. So that tells me a lot. We've gotten reports, I've heard reports and information, the Russian soldiers, they're demoralized. They're not going to win a war. The war is already won by Ukraine, but Ukraine wants to push even more. Ukraine needs to take a step back and say, hey, let's have a pause. If Israel can have a pause with Hamas, for Christ's sakes, Ukraine, have a pause with Russia, come to the table, have peace, okay? They're kicking their asses right now. But they want to get back into taking all of Crimea. I don't know what the answer to that is. So we'll just leave it at that. Birding journalists in Turkey. Oh, I didn't hear about that. Ads. Okay, we got the ads. I'm catching up on the thing. James, yeah, Saudis was about to normalize relations. Yeah, with Israel, like the UAE, and by the way, Trump. Well, that was the Abrams Accord. That was during his administration. That was in the works, okay? It was the Abrams Accord. He was the president during the Abrams Accord. The Abrams Accord did not get the notoriety that it should have. It should have been that right there. The Abrams Accord should have got as much publicity and hype as when Jimmy Carter brought Israel and Egypt together. But it didn't because you know. So we'll just leave that at that. Let's see. And James says hello to the missus.
Hello.
And Tina, thanks, Rich. See you. Okay, you got to, yeah. She's going over to see Hal. And we're back, yeah. Tell him to get off the computer and cook some eggs. I can't cook,
I don't know
James.
if he's ever cooked. No, he tried a couple times cooking.
No. You think it's stalling? Well, that's from your perspective. I think otherwise. I don't think it's stalling. I think they're kicking their ass, and we're just not hearing the full story. That's my belief, but I could be wrong. James to Helen. Oh, just notice you how. Oh, how's things in Scotland, Helen? We're changing the subject. Cold and frosty. It's cold. It's colder in Edinburgh than it is here. Which, by the way, looking at my new clock, it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's gonna hit in the mid-50s tomorrow.
Oh, is it? Oh, and that's that. We're gonna have. I'm gonna have to break out the solar panels
I
tomorrow.
didn't say it was gonna be sunny.
Russia is recruiting. Well, they've already recruited mercenaries to fight in the Russian army. That's a given. And James saying to Helen, same here. Cold. Oh, is it cold weather? Okay. Tell Mrs. Rich. Okay, the Mrs. I cook great eggs. Send me a ticket and I will cook.
Okay.
She likes that. She likes that, James. Very good, sir.
I like being
Very good.
cooking for me.
Yeah. But I guess you're going to save that steak from last night for the spaghetti, right? Okay.
Yeah, maybe good
That'll be
idea,
good, yeah.
unless you want it for lunch.
The missus made some great steak sandwiches. Their steak and that was like a Philly cheesesteak, though, right?
Yeah, well, cheese.
Without the cheese, yeah. I had cheese for. I'm cutting back on my cheese a little
I'm
bit.
making you cut back on
Yeah,
the
she's
cheese.
trying to. Yeah, I think I've cut back considerably. You should see all the cheese I ate when I was working. Was there cheese sticks at? No, I didn't have access to cheese sticks at work. But I would sneak extra cheese sticks in my lunch. So.
That's 400 calories when you put.
Yeah, it's more calories. I've actually lost a few pounds. I need to lose more, and cheese is my life. Oh, is it, James? Cheese is his life.
We love.
Yeah,
cheese.
we love cheese too, James. It's just like you get older, you gotta cut back. You can't eat like you were. I can't eat like I was 18 again.
But you can if you want to die young.
Yeah, if I want to die, die in a few years or stuff like that.
We
But
put out all this medicine.
as far as that goes, heater just kicked in.
Yeah, it's still like 32 right now.
Yeah, it's 32,
33.
68
Yeah.
in the house though. So.
You sure it's not the washer?
Let me see. I love cheese. It's my downfall. As Ellen says, yeah. Oh, I love all kinds
Cheese
of.
and chocolate.
Yeah, cheese and chocolate. There we go. Let's see. We did have some football last night, and let's see. Well, I am 59. Who cares? Give me. Give me cheese. Game on. You need this. It catches up with you, James. So
We eat it. We just gotta.
yeah, we just got to do it in moderation and portions. We did have some football last night. The Dallas Cowboys almost lost last night, but they played a good game. Seahawks played a tough game, losing. It was a high-scoring game, 35-41. Cowboys came through in the second half. They had a couple of things going on. We did have our picks last night. Tim Fan sent me his picks, so we'll update that. Again, I was lazy this week. I was disenchanted with football after the Bills lost last week to the Philly. And they should have won. They could have won. They just they had too many mistakes on their side, and Philly took advantage. Yesterday, or last night there, after my broadcast when I was on Michael Bathurst's broadcast, he brought up an interesting point. He says that Philly looks tired, and I did. Yeah, I'm trying to remember looking at the sideline when I was watching the game last week. They did look like they were tired. So there's a big game coming up. Of all the games that are, I'm not going to go down the list of who we picked and stuff like that. Well, I'll save that for discussion on Tony D's broadcast Fantasy Belt Kings. But Tony and I talked about that in our football picks last night here on Twitch, and then afterwards, and Michael, we continued it. The big game this weekend is San Francisco going into Philly at 4:25 Sunday night. So, James is extending an invitation to Lady Leg Helen. You want to move to Florida with me? The only thing about Florida, it's warmer. Yeah, it's warmer, but the thing is, James, you know what my deterrent? I'd love to go. I'd like to visit Florida. Would be no problem. I would not want to live there because of the fact you got the hurricanes down there. The fear of the hurricanes, they scare. We got some
spiders.
Huh?
The big ass spiders.
Oh, and the big ass spiders. Oh my God, yeah, I'd be scared. I ended up going to Tyndall Air Force Base. This is back when I was at McConnell Air Force Base, and went down there for a 2-week encampment called Red Flag. It was a war readiness exercise for 2 weeks out in the field in Florida. After we were all done doing our exercise, playing the simulator, getting hit and recovering and all that, we had to pick up our toys and stuff, so to speak. And we had these big. I was in the fire department, so we deployed out like a half a dozen of these 1,000-gallon porta tanks for water, just in case the water line we got an access to water. It's basically before they came out with these pools that you put water in they had big ones in the Air Force. They were ahead of their times and stuff like that. Florida, don't want to be a Floridian. Click says. But we're wrapping up, and I remember we were rolling this one up. It took like 5 people to roll one of these. Once you drain the water out and you get out, we're rolling it up, and there's water still in it, but we're rolling it up, and I'm rolling it, and all of a sudden there's this hole, we're rolling up, and this big ass spider, brown spider. I mean, it was that huge with its legs out. It was bigger than a freaking tarantula. I just freaking ran back and jumped on top of the Humvee, and I said, "What the frick is that?" I mean, literally, it was like the scared lady or person from the mouse. They get up on the. I was up on a Humvee, and I'm 6'5", and these guys are looking at me like, "What are you doing, Sergeant Roberts?" I said, "Look at that freaking spider. It's like, get away from it." And then they look at it and they're watching it, and then it scurries over into a little hole about like that. Okay, it just scurries. And they're just laughing their ass off. It's like, you're a big ass dude and you're scared of that spider. So Florida, alligators, they're big enough to where you can see them though. James, you can see them. The Bush family owned Florida. Jeb, he hasn't been the governor for years. It's was it DeSantis, I guess it is. Hurricanes. Yeah, I don't really care for the hurricanes down there. Hurricanes, gators, and spiders aren't that scary. Hell, I live in Charleston for almost 10 years, just normal part of. Yeah, Charleston gets hit quite a. I didn't realize that. Yeah, you mentioned that before, Glick, that you lived in Charleston. I've never been down there. I'm really not built for warm weather. You would just see a wee pile of dust where I once stood. I'm best in the shade. Gotcha. Hurricane, gators, and spiders. Oh my, yeah. Just the storms they've had down there, because the biggest storm I ever went through was a typhoon over in the Philippines when I was stationed over there. What are you doing, Jack? You joining us? You want to go sit? Oh, is there a cat outside?
No, the cat in the window. At least there's a cat in the window.
Oh, they have a cat over there. Oh, look at that. I'm looking at our neighbor. They have a black cat that's in the window. They're looking. Okay, that's what they look at. They have a. Is that black cat that walks around?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow. Check that out. Okay, Jack's in the window. He's got a girlfriend. Look at that, Jack. He's saying hi to the cat. And what's that? Oh, there's a squirrel in the tree. That's what the cat's looking at. It's looking at the squirrel. I'm gawking at my neighbors. Let's see, James. Sergeant Roberts is welcome in the UK. He drunk Midendal Dry. Yeah. Yeah. And James, let's see, to Helen. You Underrate yourself as having a Scottish mother. As having a Scottish mother. Screw the English freedom. I don't get that one. Creeper Rich. Oh, I don't understand that. As far as is that some English humor there, James? As far as having a Scottish mother. Oh, the English freedom for Scotland. I guess that they say it, but they don't mean anything by it. I guess that's my takeaway on that. If I'm wrong, James, let me know. That's probably what your cat is staring. Yeah, well, we never noticed it. I've always looked out there because they have a big tree out here that when it's got leaves on it's real beautiful. But I glance over there, I'd see the squirrels, but this is the first time I've seen it's in their kitchen, the side kitchen window there. They got a black cat. As far as I wonder, because there was a couple black cats that walk around. Maybe that's been their cat all along because it's getting cold out, so. A little concerned with the stray cats that are out there. We got a couple that are pretty hardy. Let's see. Just don't get the binoculars or they'll be arrested. Don't get the binoculars. Helen. Are you talking about these binoculars? Oh my, I've been caught. No, these are the ones these are the ones when I see a particular bird, I got them at hand here out back here because, let's see, I got this book. It's show and tell time now, folks. I got this book right here. This is... I'm a study of the birds. There's the birds. You like that one, Helen? No, this is a book I've had. This is the National Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Birds. As far as, and I got a whole bunch of birds that I've seen. As far as, what's my favorite bird? Well, the eagle by far. The eagle. We have eagles that fly overhead. American bald eagles, which growing up I thought I'd never see here in New York State. One of the pretty birds. We got a little small right out here. We get these small chickadees that are very, very. We get these type of birds at the bird feeder. So I keep bookmarks on the ones I like seeing. Like we have the northern cardinal out here. That's pretty. It's not a red cardinal. It's like a that's that one right there with my finger. Right there. We've been getting those as far as of late. We got the regular cardinals. And what else is there? I haven't really pulled this book out that much. We get the chickadees, the various, the black cap chickadee. They're pretty interesting birds. Once in a great while, we get a red-tailed hawk that comes down here and it snags one of the frickin' sparrows, which I don't really care for, but you see them all flutter and stuff. You know who has some good birds? Jim Figerty guy. Jim Figerty, he has a camera view. He's over there in Ireland, but he has a bird feeder right there. He has his camera view, and then he has feeders out. He gets the birds all day long. I think that's cool on his feed. Let's see. I think he said that his mom is Scottish and Scotland should have independent. Oh, is that what he meant by that statement, Helen? Okay, thank you for explaining. Because I couldn't. Let's see. Where did he say that? I was almost reading it a different way. My mom was Scottish, born in Glasgow. Helen's lots of laugh at my freaking binoculars. They're used strictly, just full disclosure, to watch the birds out this. I don't use it during this one. I may put the telescope here, but it's pointed up to look at the moon. And saying cute on the birds, and James saying to Helen, Scotland for the win. I agree, James. They need to let Scotland be a country unto its own. So you're a Twitcher, and we aren't talking about online games. Lots of laughs. We talked about games. I mentioned about Glick talking about. I may game this afternoon. I was thinking about it. Maybe this afternoon. Yesterday afternoon, I took a nap. I had a good nap yesterday. Speaking of naps, hey, is Tony still here? Is he still, or did he finally go to sleep? Hopefully, he didn't go to work if he's not feeling as good. He sounded like he was crap. Let's see. Well, I thought Leggy was Irish. No, she's Scottish. Glick, where have you been, dude? Oh my God, she's Scottish. She lives in Edinburgh. Oh, I'm just catching up on the comments here. Wait, I thought okay. And James is throwing out a flag of some sort. What kind of flag is that you threw out? It doesn't say. What the hell? That's got to be the. Helen says to Glick, haha, cheeky burger, you really don't want that boot in the you're gonna get the boot in between the legs here. And then Glick says back to Helen, Jeff takes all the boots and brawls for me. Jeff said, I like Jeff. Jeff's a good guy. For those people watching on the replay, we got Glick from Nonsensical Nonsense in the audience. He is the host and proprietor of Nonsensical Nonsense, and check him out. He's him and his sidekick. I call him his sidekick. He's good friends, Jeff. He's a character. But Glick is out there in Columbus, Ohio, and he broadcasts Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 7:00. And he was on last night gaming, and I might be gaming this afternoon. I've thought about doing the gaming at night, but there's so much activity going on. Plus, I got some TV shows that I like watching and stuff, as far as that goes. And that's the Scottish flag. Okay, it did come in as Scottish, Helen. It came in like a black flag. It didn't show up that great. It just showed. I'm looking at it in the. Well, even here on the laptop, it looks like it's coming in black. Oh, I don't have the chat up on the thing. So yeah, that's Glick's running joke. They think they're hilarious. They are hilarious. They're funny. They're really. I gotta say, when I was up there a couple weeks ago, I thought I was going to get grilled by Jeff, and I was really impressed. Jeff was really respectful, and Glick is, he's. I can get around with the bestie and stuff like that, but they made me feel welcome on their broadcast, so I appreciate that, Glick. It's still, as far as that goes. So, and that's how I feel also about other broadcasts that I'm on. Tony, he graciously invites me up. I'm up there on his broadcasts. His second season for. Belt Kings Fantasy Football, which I think is he's gonna restart it this weekend after the weekend holidays, and we got an advert coming up in 4.5 minutes, guys. So let's see. Helen says joke is on them. My mom's whole ancestry is your mom's so you're Scottish on your father's side. And James says, I love Scotland, but they do get bad weather, yes. And then, let's see. Glick said, Nonsensical Nonsense, the Lady Leg. We don't judge Jeff. Yo much, yeah. And then Helen goes back to James in the chat. This is for the people because you don't see the chat on the replay, so I make it a point to say what is being said in the chat. There's no such thing as bad weather, only wrong clothing. There you go. And then Glick goes to Helen. So we are right. Okay. But let's see. Yeah, I can see the rain. the clouds are starting to come in. The clouds are starting to come in, but the temperature's still holding at 32 degrees Fahrenheit here. Let me see where the rain is. I gotta see. I bring up the Doppler. Let me see how I bring the weather up here. See, we're talking about weather. Let's see if I can. Oh, let's see how we gotta do this. Let me see how you do this way. Okay, let me see if I can bring this up real quick. No, we don't want that. We want. Let me just check this out real quick. Oh, I need the URL. What's the URL? Oh, that's not going to show it. Let's see. James says, so true to Helen. Lots of laughing my butt off. No, her ancestry. So going back to her great granny and further back were Irish. Okay, so there's an Irish, a line to Irish. Rain is here. Gonna rain all day. Yeah, I'm looking at that right now on the Doppler, Glick. I'm seeing the rain that's out there your way. It's heading in here to New York later in the day. Sun is shining here, but it's almost frosty, and it's afternoon. Okay, I'm trying to bring this up. And that's not working. Let me see if I can bring it up another way. Let's see, properties. I'm just trying to do something here. I'm not very good on the fly. Let's see. Try this again. Let's see. Yeah, that's not working. Ah, the hell with it. Most OG Americans are English. Okay, we're in the ad break. Most OG Americans are English, Irish, or German, right? Yeah, and Scottish. I got some Scottish. As far as we're talking about ancestry, I do have some Scottish heritage, but primarily I have Irish, Scottish, and Polish ancestry. And saying that, I'm still an American. It's just like that's where, but I'm still an American. I consider I'm 100% American. Okay, even though I am the product of my parents, I consider myself 100% American. I was born in this, so I put more emphasis on where I live at and the country that I love and support. I look at the ancestry. Okay, that's the path that how I ended up here. I do respect ancestry because that's a part of your history. History is always it's always there. It's not going to go away. You can't change history either. There's people that want to change history, and I just think that's a bunch of bunk as far as that goes. And what am I looking at here? Okay, we'll just put that. No, we don't want that. Okay, we'll leave that one there. I was trying to bring up the weather map, and it wasn't working. I'm not. I'm just going to close down this browser. But we have rain. There's a lot of rain, and there's a lot of rain coming in from Illinois headed your way, Glick. So you got some very heavy thunderstorms coming in, my friend, from what the Doppler was looking at me. Let's see. Rain is here. Going to rain. Okay, and then Helen says sun is shining here. Okay, sun and frosty. It's afternoon. What time is it in Scotland? It's what do we got for Scotland? We got 12:32 there in Scotland and UK. And Helen, I need to shift this bloody headache. Oh, you still got your headache? You need to drive soon. I haven't heard Helen or Tony. Tony must be taking a nap. And let's see. Glick says we went over the Scottish there to James. Nope. OG Americans are Native American Indians. Oh yeah, the original. Yeah. That's Native Americans. If the U.S. went to war with Scotland, we're not going to go to war. Why would we go to war with Scotland? Back in the day, we went to war and we had Canada, but we lost Canada to you guys, the Brits. Back in the day there, and then the French came in. Well, I don't know. You guys, the Brits were back during the Revolutionary days. Why would we go to war? You know, I can't answer that. That's to me. It's a hypothetical. It's a hypothetical, James. I don't do hypotheticals. Adverts, okay. Shoes don't get reality in a way, and they seem to be more and more frequent. To James, just saying, oh, wars. I don't think they're more frequent. We just have some one that's been going on for a couple years now. The Ukraine that needs to come to some conclusion. The current one over there in the Middle East with Israel. Well, there's always going to be some fighting, Glick. You know that. There's probably just as much fighting down in the major cities there, as far as New York City, Chicago, L.A., your way, Cincinnati. Maybe even there in Columbus, as far as the crime and stuff like that. You know, that's a war in itself right there. Some of the crap that goes on as far as that goes. And just saying, yep. But that's interesting. Why would we go to war? What does Scotland have that's worth going to war to Scotland? They got the beautiful mountains there and stuff, but Scotland is usually a peaceful, just like Ireland. You know, as far as that goes, you know, the Isles there in the Atlantic. Palestine wants their country back from Israel, so America should give. It's James. History says that was all created by the United Nations. The United Nations drew those lines, not America. Okay, America maybe via the United Nations, but. We didn't have anything. You know, people say that America created Israel. No, the United Nations. Look at history. Even though the United Nations was influenced by the Americas, so Scotland has the Trump golf course. Yeah, I thought that was in Ireland. Does he have a golf course in Ireland? I thought he had a golf course in Ireland. No one wants to fight the Scots, even the Romans. Well, that's true, Helen. Oh, Helen. What was that movie about the king? I did see that movie. When I looked it up, I did watch that. That is a good story. I'm gonna probably end up watching. That's in my list now. That's been in my list. As soon as I clicked it in the thing, it says in my list. I said, so I've seen this, and I looked at it. The guy who plays the new Captain Kirk, he was was it Prince Bruce or King Bruce or something like that? Glick is saying, tell the British to come get it. It didn't work out as well the last time, exactly. Yeah, Outlaw King, great movie. I seen that. That is an excellent. So there's that's pretty much true to the timeline there for Scotland. Because I thought it was a great movie. I said, wow, I wonder if this is... And you never know about those movies. We were talking about movies and how true they are to history as far as that goes. Because what was the movie? Oh, the Bohemian Rhapsody. That didn't have the proper timeline. Helen was letting us know. Normally the UK gets blamed for Israel, but America and the UN had... No, it was all the UN, James. You look at history, it was the UN. They're trying to leave the UN. UN is an inept organization as it is. But back in the day, they had some clout. And, UN is not a nice word here in the States. They need to get rid of it. We pump too much money. That's another place, United States, they pump too much money into the United Nations. And with all the nations, we're probably, with their budget and stuff like that, I'm not pro, Robert the Bruce, yeah. It's much more accurate than Braveheart. Oh, is it? Okay. Because in Braveheart, they had Robert the Bruce. He comes... Yeah, there's a difference between Braveheart with Robert the Bruce and in Outlaw King, because Outlaw King, I was like, wow, this guy's really a good guy. They didn't portray him as a shit in Braveheart. So kick the UN out of New York, yeah. My grandfather, he lived down there in Brooklyn. He loved the UN. I could tell you, he had some, that big insignia? The reason that's back there, supposedly now, my grandfather suggested it to some people he knew that were in the hierarchy of the UN. They were going to leave that blank, but then they decided, okay, let's put something, and they said, we'll put the logo back there. It's sort of like a common sense branding. Let's see, kick the UN out. Yeah, I don't know. They could stay there, but the United States, that's another place we don't need to pump a lot of money into. The United States has, they could do, let's see, Queen Elizabeth I was hot, but bring her back, Charlie, is a joke. You don't hear much about him since he turned king, as far as that goes. Is there a reason for that, James? I don't know. I think people won't get excited about the monarchy until Prince Williams becomes king. I think he would be a good king. I don't know. I'm not too hip on Charles myself. I don't know him. With that thing with him and Diane and stuff, and I don't know. And Melanie, he's useless. Oh, Melanie still is useless, and is Australia still part of the Commonwealth, as far as that goes? He cheated on Diane. Oh yeah, he did. And that's a big no right there. Glick goes to Helen. You may boot my bras, but you'll never take my freedom. And Melanie says yes. Okay, because Michael Bathurst, I was on his broadcast a couple weeks ago, and he said something, and this is what's interesting, because I would never see this. You get first-hand accounts of people where they live and stuff, and this may be the case over there in Australia as well. I can't stand him, but I love Diane. Yeah. And Helen says Queen Elizabeth I murdered her cousin Mary, Queen of Scots, to keep the crown. Yeah. F the Tordos. Yeah. But Michael Bathurst was telling me that up in and Helen's laughing at Glick. Up in Canada, there's miles and miles of property that's called the King's property. And I go, what do you mean King's property? He says it belongs to the monarchy. I go, what do you mean monarchy? Canada's a free country. He says, no, there is property that is still owned by the royal family. It's the King's property. I said, oh, that's sort of like, I use the analogy, the story of Robin Hood, when he's, what's that forest he was in? The forest. You couldn't hunt in the forest because that was the King's forest. I says, it's along that lines, and Charles Sausage Fingers abolished the monarchy. I don't know. That's up to the people. The people will decide. As far as that goes, and but I don't know the current monarchy there in the UK. It's so embedded with the Parliament. I don't think that would happen. Oh, Sherwood Sherwood. Yeah, James said Sherwood. You couldn't hunt in Sherwood Forest because that's the same thing. James is saying up in Canada. They restrict the usage of this property because it's the king's property. I said, you're in Canada. How can he own property? And he says, you'd be surprised how much the king owns up in Canada, the royal family. And that's something I never heard about before. He lives up in Canada, so he's a Canadian. He should know. Is that the truth? As is in Australia? Canada is part of the Commonwealth. Okay, as is Australia. But Melanie, in Australia, is there king's property? Is there royal property there in Australia too? As far as Australia being part, Kevin Costner's American Robin Hood. Yeah, that was a good movie. I like that movie. That was a pretty entertaining movie. Oh, you don't know? Okay, I just thought because Canada is still part of the Commonwealth, they still have ties. I just found that very my jaw dropped on that. I said, in this modern day, and I would have never thought that Canada's other than their prime minister, Canada's a pretty cool place, but I don't really care for the prime minister. He's a little too wacky bananas. I think after the last strike they had, the trucker strike and stuff, let him strike. He just took it at offense. It was just like men in tights, men in tights, exactly. Men in tights. So what have we been going? Well, we've been going for almost 2.5 hours here, so we're gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon, I guess, and stuff. This has been I feel this has been I hope Tony. I don't know if Tony's still here. Let's see. Australian, technically British, as is Canada. Wake up, America. The British are we're not. Like Glick said, James, bring it on. I don't think we're very good friends for the people watching. We're very, very good friends with the UK. We're very, very good friends with Australia, as far as they're really our top allies. Aussies are trying to break away from the Queen, but it would have to go. Oh, so the Queen still has well, it's not a breakaway from that Queen. Oh, you're calling Charles the Queen. Tony, okay, I'm here trying to get moving a few times, but I'm still. So you're not. Yeah, just stay home then. Take a sick day, Tony. Take a sick day. Start a 3-day weekend. Queen and now the King. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're saying Queen and now the King, Melanie. Okay. Yeah. I guess I feel that way with the current president and stuff like that. We need a new president. We need somebody that can that doesn't fall down all the time. James says to Melanie, "Hey, already voted on it and failed. So kiss up to Charles." Lots of laughs. No, he hasn't been in the news of late, so I don't know. Sorry for no problem with the caps there. Oh, let's see. The James Price. Yes, I know. Okay. Yeah, the royalty, I guess it has its moment of interest to me, but right now, Charles being the king is like, who cares? I really, as many people that didn't really like Queen Elizabeth, I liked her. I think she's old school, as far as that goes. Is there a purpose for it? For the the monarchy, not anymore. But I guess there's a lot of tourism tied into the British or the UK monarchy. There's a lot of money involved there. So, and Melanie say I want William to wear the. Yeah, I'd like to see. That would be pretty cool. I'm and we might see. Who knows? I don't know. I don't wish the king, the current king, any ill will. Okay, so I don't want somebody coming back with that fireman Rich said he wanted it. No, I wish him the very best and a healthy long life. I think his son would want that, but that would be pretty cool. I mean, that would be You know who would be so proud if that was to happen, Melanie? Would be Diane. Princess Diane would be. She'd be smiling down on him the day that happens, as far as that goes. Elizabeth was a gentle lady who believed in her role in life, but Charles, yeah, I think so too, James. And Helen saying to Tony, look, can you hurry up and get better, because I swear you pass it to me via the telepathic of some shit. I nearly fell down the stairs. Take it easy, Helen. Be nice, be careful. Let's see. Melanie says Charles has no balls. They are in Camilla's pocket. Yeah, I don't really care for that Camilla person. And Tony says to Tony, maybe I took a dump. Jesus. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm good to hear from you, Tony. Maybe as far as that goes, do get better as far as that goes, and see what the day brings and stuff. So, but we're coming up on 2.5 hours, folks. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up as far as that goes. Let's see. Melanie goes to Helen. I have a bad head cold I caught from my... Oh, okay. Sorry. Everybody's sick. I'm glad I had that fruit bar. I had something to eat. I'm eating my coffee. I'm going to have a bowl of Cheerios when I get back from my walk. That's what I need to do. I need to go on... Let's see. Temperature's still holding at 32 degrees. Let's see. Tony, get on with it, man. Do what you can. Yeah. Take the day off. It's already, if you start at 4, your day was already half over right now, so you might as well take the rest of the day off. James says the Queen said Camilla should be known. The Queen said Camilla should be known as Queen Consort, but they dropped that. No, I agree. She shouldn't even. No, I agree with you totally. I don't look at her as being anything close to the Queen. She's just the King's spouse. That's what I call her. She doesn't. I don't correlate that word to her. I don't really. I don't know if there's a protocol for that, James, but I agree with you. She's nothing close. Nothing close. Helen or Glick says you're starting to dip into nonsensical nonsense territory. No, 2.5. That's my max. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about me, Glick. That's for sure. You don't have to worry about me. Melanie says she's not. Yeah, she's not. I don't even use that word in the same sentence with her. She's just the wife of the king. She was just I don't even give her that credit. I don't know. The missus. Okay, I mean, she's not even the mistress. Yeah. King Bint. Yes, the royal mistress. Yeah, there we go, James. All right, folks. We're going to go ahead and exit stage left here. And I do appreciate the conversation we had. It's been fun. It was worthwhile starting a little bit early and getting this going. And let's see. We're going to go ahead and start the... let's see. Let's go. Yeah, let's go with this one. Yeah, well, I haven't used this one as an outro in a while, so we're going to use this one. But we got another person going on there. James, producer Jay is on. I do want to say thank you to Helen. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to Tony D. Thank you for being here. Get well, both of you. Do get better today, okay? I want to say thank you to Thamer over there in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I want to say thank you to Tim Fan, who's out there in Michigan. You have a great day. I want to say, Melanie. Melanie was first. I should have said Melanie first. Melanie was first. She was here for the whole day, or for the whole show. Thank you very much, Melanie. Thank you very much. And James says to me, it was a blast. Thanks for. Yeah, thank you, James. It's good to see you. Don't be a stranger, sir. Get back to broadcasting. I want to see you pinging on my Twitch board so I can watch some simulations. And Helen saying have a good day. And Melanie saying bye, Rich and everybody. And yeah, you were the first one, Melanie. I got to make that note. Melanie was the first one. Thank you. Melanie usually comes in there towards the end, but she was here. Thank you very much, Melanie. Thank you, Thammer. Thank you, James. And did I miss anybody? We had a first-time chatter in here. Who was that first-time chatter? I can't scroll. You know, I found if you scroll back, it only goes back so far. I don't like that. Let's see. I got another way of looking at the... let's see. We're going to start that again. I'm going down the list here. Let's see. There it is. Thank you, Melanie, for being here. Thank you, Thammer. Thammer was in here. Oh, let me start this. There we go. Again, thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Thammer. And thank you, Helen, for being here. You guys were in here right off the bat. Poor Math, that's who it is. Poor Math. Thank you, Poor Math, for popping in. First time chatter. Thank you, Tony D. Thank you, Tim Fan. Thank you, Tina. I forgot about Tina, our Jersey girl. Tina was here. She's over there with Hal Moss. And thank you, James. Thank you, Glick, Nonsensical Nonsense Podcast. And as I'm going down the list, Tina again. I think that's about it. We had a full house here. And we had good discussion. I want to say thank you. Tony coming in with the bazanga. James saying, yes, sir. And Glick is saying, later, Rich. Have a great day and weekend. Yes, I want to say thank you to you all for being here in the chat. And those that are watching here on Twitch, on the replay, thank you. The ones that were here during the broadcast that were sitting in the back seats, thank you very much. Thank you for watching on the replay on Rumble and YouTube. This is Rich Roberts. You can follow me over there on Truth Social, Instagram Threads, X/Twitter, Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky. And then on the Facebook, just look for The Real Fireman Rich. On Truth Social, Instagram Threads, X/Twitter, and Blue Sky, it's at Fireman Rich. Of course, it's at Fireman Rich right here on Twitch. All right, folks, you all have a great one. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks. And in the chat, thank you for fantastic. Thank you very much, guys.